Is there a baby in your life who's about to start solid foods? This can be such a confusing and stressful time. As a mom of 7, I really struggled with spoon feeding my oldest baby. But once I realized that babies can safely feed themselves real, wholesome foods using the principles of baby-led weaning, feeding the rest of my babies became an actually enjoyable experience instead of something that I used to dread. Hi, I'm Katie Ferraro, college nutrition professor and dietitian specializing in baby-led weaning, and I host the Baby-Led Weaning Made Easy podcast. Each week, we cover evidence-based, safe infant feeding practices for parents and caregivers of babies who are 6 to 12 months of age. So, if you're confused by all the conflicting info you hear about starting solid foods, or you want easy, actionable tips on how to safely prep food for your baby, or introduce allergenic foods, or figure out when to drop a milk feed, we cover all that and more, plus interviews with the world's leading feeding experts in 2 new episodes each week. Search Baby-Led Weaning wherever you listen to podcasts, and happy feeding.
Hello, Culture Kids! Welcome to our show. Grab your imaginary passports and your bags because it's time to become world-trodden explorers right where you are.
Hello, hello. My name is Asher and I'm your host along with my mom, Kristen.
Today, we're excited to kick off a special series of episodes all about Lunar New Year. We'll explore the unique and meaningful ways different countries around the world celebrate this festive season. Before we get started on our episode, we want to say happy birthday to Jamie C. from San Diego, California. Jamie is turning 7 years old and she wants to travel to Japan someday. And also a big happy birthday to Sasha Koo from Seattle, Washington. Sasha is turning 8 years old and she wants to travel to the Philippines someday.
Happy birthday, Sasha. And happy birthday, Jamie.
Today, I'm very excited to visit my hometown, South Korea, to learn about a special way Korean families around the world are going to celebrate Seollal, which in English is called Lunar New Year.
So Korean communities call it Seollal.
Yep, though every country has their own ways of celebrating their Lunar New Year, one thing that is shared is that this holiday season marks the start of a new year based on the moon's calendar. This year, it begins on January 29th and celebrates the Year of the Snake.
We learned about the origins of Lunar New Year from Miss Panda and how the Chinese community celebrate it. It's for so many days. It's also connected to the Chinese zodiac, which is a calendar with 12 animals like dragons, tigers, snakes, and monkeys, and more.
Yep, each year is named after one of these animals, and people believe the animal of the year can bring special traits and good fortune. For example, 2025 is the Year of the Snake, which is thought to bring wisdom and creativity.
Many countries celebrate Lunar New Year in their own ways. It's a diverse holiday.
Yes, and Lunar New Year is a deeply meaningful celebration with roots in ancient China. Over time, the tradition spread to countries like South Korea, Vietnam, and the Philippines, each adding their own unique traditions, meanings, and cultural practices. Today, we're focusing on Seollal, the Korean Lunar New Year, and discovering how it became one of the most important holidays in Korea, showcasing both shared traditions and distinct cultural practices.
Yay! So let's learn about when Seollal started and what it means to Korean people.
To do that, we'll have to hop in our time machine and travel to ancient Korea. You ready?
Let's go!
We've just traveled back to the 6th century during the Three Kingdoms period of Korea. If you look around, life is all about farming, nature, and honoring ancestors.
The air feels crispy and chilly. I see families gathering, setting up tables with food, and wearing hanboks. Hey, these hanboks look a lot like ours.
Yes, the hanboks, which are the traditional clothes that Koreans wear on special occasions in the modern times, are worn every day back in time. Even though we're hundreds of years in the past, some traditions have stayed the same. These people are about to celebrate a special time of the year, the end of winter and the start of spring. The people here are now using a new way of tracking time, the lunar calendar. This helps them know the right times to plant crops, harvest, and prepare for the changing seasons by watching the moon cycles.
including the full moon, half moon, and new moon.
Yep, and it's an important time not just for farming, but also for honoring ancestors. They believe this will bring good fortune, health, and good harvests for the year ahead.
This looks just like how people celebrate today. I do see rice cakes and fruit.
Yep, they're preparing for a ceremony to show respect and endure a prosperous year.
So do Koreans also believe in the Neon monster too? Like the monster in the Chinese legend that is scared of the color red?
Great question. No, the Nyan monster story is not part of Seollal traditions in Korea, which is why you might not see too many red decorations in Korea during this season. Seollal focuses more on eating special foods like ddeokguk, remembering their ancestors, wearing hanbok, playing certain games, and more.
But no matter what country you are celebrating the Lunar New Year in, we all share one similar goal.
Yes, it is a time for families to come together and wish for good health and happiness in the year ahead.
That's cool. Well, I'm glad because I love Seollal.
Me too. Okay, so I think our culture train traveled all the way to the past in ancient Korea to take us to modern South Korea. Get ready to explore one of my favorite dishes, ddeokguk, a special rice cake soup full of meaning and traditions that go back hundreds of years.
Time to hop on the culture train.
Grab your bags, culture kids, because we're heading to South Korea to celebrate the Korean Lunar New Year called Seollal. We've just arrived in Seoul, South Korea, and the excitement is in the air. This city is buzzing with energy as people get ready to celebrate Seollal, the Korean Lunar New Year. There are colorful decorations everywhere, and the streets are filled with people, lively music, street vendors, and so much more.
The decorations are very colorful.
Yes, some shop windows are showcasing elegant hanboks in vibrant colors, while stalls are overflowing with gift sets wrapped in shimmering silk pojagi. Markets are filled with shoppers picking out fresh ingredients, including a warm and comforting soup that's always enjoyed during this special time. Do you remember the name of the dish?
ddeokguk. You make it every year.
Yep, in fact, let's take our culture kids to a Korean restaurant here in Seoul so we can learn all about this special dish that is loved by Korean communities all over the world.
There's so many restaurants here.
Well, luckily, ddeokguk is a pretty common dish that can be found listed on the menu at a lot of restaurants here, not just on Lunar New Year.
Streets and streets full of fancy lights. Stores. It's busier than New York City. Well, maybe not as busy, but it's close.
You're right. Being in Seoul, Korea makes me feel like I transported to the future. Every corner is filled with new technology I've never seen before, and the streets are so colorful, lively, and orderly.
Where is a ddeokguk restaurant?
All right. Oh, here is a restaurant I visited before. Shall we go inside?
어서 오세요.
안녕하세요.
예, 거기 앉으세요.
Let's take a seat right here. 감사합니다.
I can't read Korean, so you can order from me. I just want ddeokguk, the Korean rice cake soup.
You got it.
주문하시겠어요?
떡국 2그릇 시킬게요.
네.
I'm still learning Korean, so I don't know what you just said.
That's okay. I just said hello and that I'd like 2 bowls of 떡국.
Oh, I see.
I speak fluent Korean because I was born and raised here. It's a lot more challenging to learn a new language when you're not living in the country.
So what is ddeokguk? I mean, I know there's rice cakes in it.
Ddeokguk is a traditional Korean soup made with thin, chewy rice cakes called ddeok.
So duck means rice cakes.
Yes. Do you want to try saying that together?
Duck. It's not duck, it's duck, but very like firm.
And guk means soup or broth. Let's try saying that together too. Guk. So you put the 2 words together. ddeokguk. So that means rice cake soup.
And it's a tradition to eat ddeokguk on Seollal.
Yes, and Seollal means New Year's Day in Korean.
So why is it a tradition to eat ddeokguk on Seollal? I mean, it's weeks away. But I guess they serve it other days of the year.
They do. The custom of eating ddeokguk is linked to the idea of gaining an additional year of life, a tradition that stretches back for centuries.
Everyone gets older when they eat a bowl of ddeokguk. Wait, so if I eat 5 of them, that means I'm 12. Woohoo! I'm 12. I'm 12.
Well, not quite. It's more like a symbol. You're not actually really going to get older like it's some magical soup. It just represents the idea of a fresh start and a new beginning for the year ahead.
Oh, boo. So who invented it? Is it an old dish?
So no one can say exactly for sure when ddeokguk was first invented, but it is believed to have started a long time ago during the Joseon dynasty in Korea. During this time, people started adding special rituals to celebrate family age and honoring their ancestors. Ddeokguk became a way to celebrate longevity, which means wishing for a long, healthy life.
Like longevity noodles in China.
Yes, good comparison. I think almost every culture has their own dishes that symbolizes good luck, fortune, and long life. And one interesting part about ddeokguk is that the shape of the duck is always round. Not perfectly circular, I guess, more like an oval.
But duck can come in other shapes like cylinders, or sometimes they look like dumplings.
Yes, but the duck that goes on the ddeokguk is always oval shaped. In ancient Korean culture, coins have long been a symbol of wealth. So to reflect the shape of the coins, the duck in the ddeokguk became round.
Cha-ching! And what else is in the ddeokguk besides duck? Is there chicken or beef or fish or nuts?
In traditional ddeokguk, the base of the soup is usually a clear broth made from beef, chicken, or sometimes even anchovies. It is often topped with thinly sliced egg, green onions, and a bit of garlic for flavor. The soup is also typically seasoned with soy sauce and sesame seed oil.
And you eat it with kimchi.
Yes, almost every Korean meal comes with kimchi. It's kind of like having a salt and pepper shaker on your table in America. Kimchi will always be there.
Oh, he's coming. The waiter 아저씨 is coming with the ddeokguk.
맛있게 드세요.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
And we just said thank you. Ooh, the broth is so steamy. How does it smell to you, Asher?
It smells yummy. Almost like chicken noodle soup. I'm not sure about the green onions though. I'll take a spoonful of the broth, the duck, and the sliced egg. It's like a long strip of paper.
Ready to eat?
Yum, yum, yum.
How is it?
The duck is always so chewy and soft.
Yes, that's my favorite part. The texture of the duck is something that cannot be mimicked by anything else.
Yeah, I like Seollal because we get to eat this all day and wear our hanbok. And I get money!
Yes, it's called sebhae. The traditional bowing ceremony is often performed during Seollal, where younger people kneel and bow deeply to their elders to show respect and wish them good health and prosperity in the new year. We bow all the way onto the floor so that our forehead touches the ground. In return, the grown-ups give the children a gift, such as money, as a symbol of good fortune.
So the more bows you do, the more money you get.
Yes, money and blessings per each grown-up you bow to. And do you remember the name of the game we play during Seollal?
Yutnori. Players use 4 flat wooden sticks called yuk, and they throw them and scream into the air. And you see how far they can move their game pieces around the board.
Exactly. The goal is to be the first to reach the finish line, and while strategy is important, a little bit of luck can make all the difference. And it does get loud when people play yutnori. I remember growing up, my grandparents would be shouting as they threw their sticks up in the air for good luck.
Asa!
Yes, that's one word they use. Asa means something like, yeah, let's go. too. And of course, some families may bow to their ancestors by setting up a low table full of delicious foods, kind of like an altar they make for Dia de los Muertos.
My belly is so full from the duck. The soup was so good. I'm full.
Well, why don't we go take a walk around Seoul and do a little shopping? We can purchase yutnori and perhaps some fun souvenirs for our friends back home.
Let's go.
And to our culture kids, have you tried ddeokguk or rice cakes before? If you haven't, imagine how chewy and soft it might be to take a bite with a delicious spoonful of your favorite broth. We also invite you to dig more about Seollal or Lunar New Year and discover the diverse ways different countries around the world celebrate the season. You can check out our previous episodes on Chinese traditions, Vietnamese traditions, or if you have friends who celebrate Lunar New Year, ask them about their traditions and maybe even join in with their family. It's a great way to learn, have fun, and make new memories together. And as always, remember, you and your family are welcomed, valued, and celebrated exactly as you are because every child belongs here at Culture Kids.
안녕히 계세요.
All aboard!
Joke time!
Okay, Asher, go for it.
What is a ghost favorite soup?
What?
Scream of broccoli. Get it? Cream of broccoli, scream of broccoli.
Good one. One of my favorite soups. Okay, my turn. What do ducks put in their soup?
What?
Quackers!
Oh, I get it because ducks say quack, but crackers?
Very good. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned as we have more Lunar New Year content coming up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and please tell everyone you love about Culture Kids. Thank you for all that you do and see you next week. Bye-bye.
Calling all trivia nerds, Brittany here, and I host the Family Road Trip Trivia Podcast with my best friend Meredith. Is your next car ride looking like a snooze fest? We've got the cure. 3 rounds of awesome trivia every week. Harry Potter, Disney, science, sports, you name it. No more silent car troubles. The Family Road Trip Trivia Podcast. Connect, laugh, and learn with your kids, big and small. New episodes every week wherever you get your podcasts. Search for the Family Road Trip Trivia Podcast.